Today, I'll be making a Pentagonal Square-1 mod. Wait, what? Isn't that impossible? I've already shown in 2 videos that a true Pentagon 1 can't exist since it wouldn't have any vertical slices, so it's just a pentagonal 1x1x3 and not an actual puzzle. But after I finished the Octagon 1, the Pentagon 1 was still on my mind. And then I had an idea that I'm really excited about. I think a Pentagonal Square-1 mod might actually be possible. But hold up, okay, what? Did something change? Was I wrong this whole time? No, I haven't installed an update to basic geometry. I realized just because the Pentagon 1 is impossible doesn't mean the other numbers are also impossible. I never even thought of the Pentagon 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What do those look like? I really want to find out. To get from the Pentagon 1 to the Pentagon 2, I'm going to follow the same steps I would take to get from the Square 1 to the Square 2. So I'm just going to slice all the corners in half. Okay, it looks like the Pentagon 2 is also not a puzzle because the additional cuts still don't result in any complete slices. But I still have hope for the idea. Let's slice the edges in half to get the Pentagon 3. Wait a second, this has slices. Only 5, but that's still technically a puzzle. This is really cool. I have no idea if it can even fully scramble, but I want to make a Pentagon 3 now. The idea of making a canonical odd-sided Square 1 mod is really exciting to me. I especially want to see how it solves compared to the Square 1, Square 3, Hexagon 1, all those other puzzles. I don't know. Let's do it. I'm going to design one. If you want to keep seeing awesome puzzles, like and subscribe. The design and build were pretty straightforward, and unlike on the Octagon 1, this time I designed the center cap in a way that didn't require me to print the center in some stupid orientation. Anyway, I'm about to head out to a puzzle designers meetup, so I thought I would see what some elite puzzle designers have to say about the Pentagon 3. Let's go.
Hey, what's up, dude?
That's not what I thought it was gonna look like, but that's pretty cool.
At this point, shouldn't you change your channel name to Square-1's Made Weirdly?
It's cool, but it's not a Gigamix.
Another Square 1 mod? I mean, it's nice. But another Square 1 mod? How many of these do you have?
Quite the mixed reception, huh? Well, since I'm already here, I'm going to continue recording this video using their puzzles as a table. Hey folks, welcome back to Square-1's Made Weirdly. Today we are showing the Pentagon 3. Something interesting I noticed right off the bat is you make a single turn and suddenly every single other turn lines up on the puzzle. This is a very stark contrast to the solved state where, of course, nothing lines up except for just these specific cuts that cut the puzzle exactly like this. I think it turned out pretty well. Instinctively, I would have actually made this one a little bigger than this, but I really did want to make it the same size as the Pentagon 1, and it's really interesting to look at these next to each other. While they are technically just pentagon and then a number, they're substantially different, and I personally think that they're not going to solve anything alike each other. It turns okay. I eyeballed the mechanism, so it's not as perfectly refined as the other one, and also, the corner cutting is definitely hampered by the fact that none of these other turns actually line up, because if it doesn't line up on the other side, it's less likely to snap into place nicely like that. But anyway, let's switch locations real quick and start turning the Pentagon 3. I really want to see what it can do.
The next thing I want to try on the Pentagon 3 is see if I can get all of the edges next to each other. I don't actually know if this is going to be possible, but once I get most of them next to each other, it should be pretty obvious. So let's try that now. Okay, I think this is as close as we're getting. I believe there does need to be 2 edges on the bottom face, because otherwise, if it was all corners, there wouldn't be any cuts that line up, so this is as close as we're getting. When I figure out how to solve this, I'm going to have to figure out a repeatable method of getting from this state back into the solved shape, which I'm thinking might actually be a bit tricky because of how restricted the solved shape is in terms of the turns you can make. So that's going to be really interesting to figure out. But for the time being, I'm going to rewatch the video, get this back into the solved state, and then I'll take the Pentagon 3 outside and scramble it. This looks like a pretty cool scramble. I'm really excited to solve the Pentagon 3, so if you don't want to miss that video coming up, make sure you're subscribed. But for the time being, that's all I have to say about the Pentagon 3. Thank you all very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.